Hey, everybody. Welcome. We're talking to loanDepot's very own producing branch manager, Ryan Purpero, here in Newport Beach. And good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Hey, thanks for spending time with me today. I know you're like one of the top producers in the company. I think you've been here since February and you're number 5 and moving up quickly. So it'll be fun to see how you finish the year.
Yeah, it should be an exciting, finish to the end here. Kind of started out pretty, hot, fast and furious, but we kept adding more teammates and more support folks, and it's going well so far. So
yeah, and it's it's something that's kind of cool about California is we don't have that seasonality bump where, like, if you're in the Midwest and it's 20 below zero, you don't see as much purchase happening. So
yeah,
there's not refi, people kind of slow down and there's some down months, but here we get into the 50s and things still seem to function.
absolutely. Yeah, we don't have those seasons, but the purchase business has definitely changed this year, and may not be seasonally based, but it's definitely we've seen a lack of inventory, so it's definitely kind of slow and go, but it's still kind of steady. So it's definitely there, but not like last year.
Now, well, it hasn't stopped you. I know you're crushing it and probably have bigger goals for yourself than you're doing, but you're still doing amazing. Hey, there's 3 things I want to talk to you about today and just actually to share with people. But the first one is like the transition from a banking environment to a mortgage banker here at loanDepot. And what's that been like for you as far as, similarities and differences? If not.
Yeah. So I think almost the transition from my first bank that I was at to the second was a little bit scarier. I was hoping my business would translate, and, I was more concerned with that move than this move. But I think it's just really about, again, maintaining the really tight relationships with your book of business, which is your career. I say the difference between, our job and a career is our book of business. And that book of business is, not just our actual clients, but obviously our referral partners. And, if those people are, married to you, so to speak, it's not going to be this scary jump because they work with you because of you. We have good rates. We have an amazing process here. So it translated really well. I think some of my partners were kind of treading lightly and seeing how it was, hearing from other agents. And then they're like, oh no, this has been a great process. And then word starts to travel quickly. And then you start seeing your business kind of pick back up. But it's a little scary. And I think I was running off a little bit of fear initially when I got over here. And, it's not a bad fuel, but I think once you settle in, I'm pretty comfortable now with the process here, and my referral partners have a lot of faith in the team at loanDepot, and it's going really well.
That's awesome. What are some of the biggest pickups for you? I mean, as far as just you knew the bank and what it was like to get loans done, you could probably do it in your sleep. Obviously, there's a transition here and learning curve, but what were some of the things that stood out for you as kind of the biggest pickups?
I think that going into this purchase, market, it was extremely competitive, and I understood that having an underwritten pre-approval was going to be the key to maintaining steady purchase. And banks had offered it in the past, but it was like, we do this, but it was so backburnered, and you would submit an application. And this, I'm not speaking at any bank in particular. There's not enough resources to go around on a lot of these banks that where you might be able to send in an underwritten pre-approval, but it's going to get backburned for 3 weeks. So it kind of defeats the purpose. But I sell the process and I say, hey, look, I'm going to pre-approve you day one. You're going to have your pre-approval letter within 24 hours, but we're going to then take it and get a credit decision on behalf of our company. So you can go in and offer short, turn times in terms of, shorter close of escrows, maybe 15 to 17 days. And offer no loan contingencies, obviously predicated on appraisal coming in. But my partners love it. It's actually making the market. We are now the cause of a transaction because there's 10 and 15 offers on a property, and next to cash, we are essentially taking the uncertainty out of a offer with the mortgage, because we have the time on our side because we can close quickly. We have the certainty of no need for a loan contingency. And it's just been the game changer, and people are like, there's a lot of momentum behind it because they're telling their other friends that are realtors about it and saying, my guy at loanDepot's, getting me in escrow because of this alone. So that's been the real standout, having the underwritten pre-approval. has been a game changer. And I'm not a big CRM marketing guy. I'm just not. I think I could probably, take advantage of utilizing that a little bit more. But I've been messing around with the Mellow CRM and, just clicking 3 buttons and saying an email blast. And I'm like, we got 4 loans or four people at least looking for loans out of a couple clicks of a button. And that's been really simple. So I think that if you can take the time to, understand the tools that are here, if you can take and make the time, your business can kind of bubble up easily because of just things like the CRM. So those are kind of the 2 items. And the technology is super intuitive. I've worked at banks where it can be clunky at times and kind of disjointed, but we didn't, my team really didn't even use the training that we just jumped in and started, fumbling around in Mellow, and we were putting in apps, and we had massive application months, month 1 and 2 and 3. And it's just easy. You can drop borrowers where you'd have to cancel an application and, reboard. So it seems to be a technology created by an originator, for originators, as opposed to, a software engineer trying to understand what we do day in and day out. So it's just easy. The technology makes your job easy.
Hey, so you touched on something earlier about the pre-approved or pre-underwritten purchase. In other environments, like how much time would you spend on that? If you weren't able to get it underwritten up front, and then like quantifying that, like you spend a little bit of time getting it underwritten now, give them the pre-approval, versus like what it would have taken from you in a different environment.
Well, we're doing the due diligence up front. And I say we, it's my team and I. I'm not the one sitting here desking every file. I couldn't do what I try to do if I was doing just that. Part of the reason why I'm able to do a lot of units, a lot of volume, is I have a wonderful team that I've known for, some as long as 10 years, worked at other institutions together. And, it's, we all take care of each other. So it's a shared workload, and there's role clarity, and that helps us, crank out these pre-approvals. But when we send out a pre-approval that hasn't been what I would call like underwritten by a actual live underwriter from our institution, we have to be flawless. So I'm decent in income, but my right hand, so to speak, is my friend Ton, and I'm decent in income, but she's a wizard. So she oftentimes will correct underwriters on our files because I feel that her knowledge can surpass a lot of underwriters just because she's just brilliant. So we were always flawless at doing a pre-approval, but having the ability, not everyone has a Tom, and not everyone's amazing at income. So you're getting the support of having someone that works directly on your team by having that underwritten pre-approval. So, it's so hard to get business, right? To earn someone's trust as a real estate partner or just a referral partner. So if you miss a line item that kills your loan, you just kill your momentum as a loan officer. It's really hard to get your business off the ground initially, and you have to be flawless. So our ability to have underwritten pre-approvals enables the loan officers at loanDepot, maybe with not the larger teams, to be flawless and to continue to grow the business. And then you can start adding team members to support the business that's growing. So
yeah. Well, I think what I heard you say too, though, is like you probably spend a lot more time in other environments dealing with that file and going back and forth. 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, you're updating docs and having to get everything like resubmitted. Like you get that done up front, which is got to give you time for either work-life balance or going out and meet more partners and clients.
Mm-hmm. 100%, keeping the field.
Yeah. Last question, really, or just thought, and you touched on a little bit with the technology. Like, what's it like for you as an originator when you are playing in Mellow, our ecosystem, as far as just like the experience playing with a loan and getting it set up so you could submit it versus like other environments you've been in?
Yeah, again, it's very intuitive. It'll show you where the blanks are on the application. Why is this not working? Click, 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 and it's just simple. I've worked on, I'd say 3 LOS systems, not a ton, but some of them were terrible. There's only 3 of them, but some of them were really bad. And you had to really spend a lot of time and frustration trying to click through them, and just you to get a 3-4 second delay just clicking a screen. So I think just speed and efficiency. I'm not a huge tech guy. I'm pretty old school, people laugh at me. I kind of operate on a yellow pad still.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of my friends are originators. My brother's a big technology guy, but I'm just really not. But I think as I, you know, as I get older, I'm going to need to rely less on my memory and the yellow notepad and more on technology. And I think the company's invested so much money and time and effort and emphasis on technology. And, you know, I wouldn't suggest people operate in this fashion. I'm just kind of an old dog in that regard. But I think that dive into the technology and you know, it's going to be sharper than any young mind. And I think that's the key.
You know what's cool about that though? It's not a one size fits all kind of setup. Like you can be old school yellow pad, you could be total techno nerd or something in between. And it's like, you just plug in where you need it. And like you had said, there's other people here that do other functions, whether they're on your team or part of like regional processing, regional underwriting, you know, or even marketing. I mean, getting together with Joey and having him set stuff up for you. Like you don't have to know or understand how to do it all on your own.
Absolutely. Do what you do best. Yeah.
Totally. Well, Ryan Purpero, super stoked to work with you. I know it's been cool watching you plug in and get up to speed, and I'm sure you'll move from 5 to 4 to 3 to 2 pretty quick with the trajectory you're on.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. All right. Have an awesome day. Great. And thank you very much for spending time with me.
Absolutely. Have a great one. See you.